In this episode of Beast Legends, the team scour the deep waters of the South Pacific.
Whoa! Look at the size of that thing.
Looking for a gigantic sea monster.
You know, if you bug the guy, he's gonna eat you. That's the bottom line.
Worshipped as a god.
It's so scary if you ever see that out in the ocean, man.
Rumored to be real.
Sometimes newspaper like that.
The shark god, Dakuwaqa. Stories of terrifying monsters are told the world over. Some are myths, but others are believed to be real. Now a team of investigators will track down clues and find evidence for the beast behind the legend. The quest to build the creature, bring it to life, and unleash it on the modern world. Steve and Catherine are on a small Fijian island to penetrate the secrecy surrounding a shark god called Dakuwaqa.
You know, Fijian culture it's extremely complex.
The rest of the team are gathered in the Beast Lab, searching for the origins of the legend.
Yeah, let's check this out.
On the South Pacific islands of Fiji, there are those who believe a titanic sea creature rules their waters. It can change its shape at will, appearing as a man or as a deadly sea snake, but most often as a monstrous shark-like creature. It is all-seeing and all-knowing. It protects the innocent. It punishes the evildoers. Its wrath is terrifying. Dakuwaqa, the shark god.
What am I building here? I need to know, is it a man? Is it a snake? Is it a shark?
Well, this one's going to be a tough one because Dakuwaqa, of course, is not just a beast. He's a god. And, you know, Dakuwaqa really commands respect. People are very often afraid of him.
Yeah, I mean, it can't just look like a shark. It needs to have a little more oomph.
I think we can do that. I mean, I think we can start with some of the shark species that are in Fijian waters. I mean, for example, they've got lots of tiger sharks and bull sharks and reef sharks. There's lots of different choices of sharks to start with there. Tiger sharks are probably not going to be around. I mean, they're migratory. They're going to mostly be in Australia around this time. But bull sharks and reef sharks, those are a good bet. They're pretty common, and we really need to get some good looks at those.
A shark god makes total sense in Fiji, a country of islands where everyone is deeply connected to the sea. And this sea is brimming with predatory sharks.
Curving around this bay, it's called the Shark Corridor. So obviously this is where the action's at.
Right. Picturing Dakuwaqa, it might be a white tip, but then others seem to feel that it might be a bull. We have to think back to what people would have traditionally known about sharks.
We're about to meet the people of Benga, an island said to be the birthplace of Dakuwaqa. We've come halfway around the world, and now everything hinges on this village. The legend has been passed down here for generations, but I wonder if anyone will talk, because we're strangers here, and Dakuwaqa is sacred. So our only hope is to gain the trust of the elders.
So I think we need to put our Sulus on. Probably never seen anybody this pale before.
There we go.
Am I decent?
Yeah, I think you look great.
Okay, we want to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
It all starts with this man. Papa is like a village gatekeeper, assigned to keep a watchful eye on us.
So it's time for the sevu-sevu.
Yes.
We're about to be formally introduced to the village through a ritual called the sevu-sevu. If we get this right, maybe, just maybe, we can start asking questions about Dakuwaqa. As always, it helps to bring just the right gift.
That's the plant from which the sacred drink is made. Yeah, and so it's customary to present that as a gift.
That plant root Catherine brought is called kava. It's ground up to make a mind-blowing brew. As the guests of honour, we're expected to drink. And drink some more. And some more.
I can't feel my tongue.
All so we can learn about Dakuwaqa.
Oh, it's me.
This is my kind of research.
Now, the moment of truth.
From now on, you are one of the village. You can build your house here.
That means we can start to unravel the mysteries of a powerful sea god.
The song is about Dakuwaqa himself.
It's a sacred song performed for generations in Dakuwanga's honor, and now it's entrusted to us. We're no longer guests, we're fellow villagers, and all doors are open to us.
How are we doing this morning?
The next morning, after our carver heads have cleared,
Good to see you. Welcome on board. How are you, Catherine?
Papa is ready to answer our questions about the legend of Dakuwaqa.
This sea god, he was just a human being.
Right.
He was just a human being.
He was a
just
man.
like you, just
Right.
nice man, beautiful,
Nice
nice
man.
man. When he died, many people who are still alive in those days, they worship his spirit
Why?
because he was the leader of the fishermen.
Okay.
Okay, because they love him so much, they worship his spirit. They
Okay.
worship day and night. Suddenly, he comes back. All right, but not in human.
It's a shark.
It sharks. He turns.
Papa's a professional shark diver, but he enters the water with no fear. Dakuwaqa is always near.
We know that this God, he protects us.
Okay.
Okay. Wherever we go, in the ocean, where? He protects
He
us.
protects you.
I see hundreds of sharks. Hi guys.
hello.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. You're not
And-
afraid of them. They're not afraid of you.
Clearly, this is more than a simple bedtime story. People here have so much faith in their sea god, they're willing to risk their lives every day. I'm hoping Dakuwaqa has our backs too. We're about to get up close and personal with the biggest, most vicious sharks around. We need to decide which species to use as a starting point for building our 3D Dakuwaqa.
You've a lot of sharks around you.
Oh yeah, 8 species of sharks.
Okay.
What's the biggest one you've seen there? How big?
6.5 meters.
Yeah.
6.5 meters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you will know all
6
about that.
and a half meters.
She's a female. Her name is Scarface.
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 Okay.
This is her territory. He lives there for the last 15 years.
If you're going down too quickly, I will basically hang on to you.
This is Catherine's first time diving with sharks. In just a few minutes, she'll be surrounded by them.
How many sharks did you say?
How many sharks are down there?
Yeah.
Of which species?
The grand total.
The grand
Give me
total.
grand total.
Maybe 100?
100 sharks.
But you won't even look at the small ones.
No.
Once
no.
you've seen the big ones.
This is insane. It's a bad thing to be shaking.
Okay, I'm going to bring this little camera with us,
Okay.
and then we'll be able to send that back to the guys.
All right, are we ready?
Aye, let's go.
We have no cages, nothing but wetsuits between us and the shark's teeth. These sharks are used to being fed by local divers, but they are wild animals and unpredictable.
Hey there, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
9 meters from the surface, we're in the shark zone.
So it's all the white tips to start off with.
Fairly beautiful.
Super sleek, like little torpedoes. Real little sort of speedsters. So they don't look that threatening. I can't see them protecting a whole island. So let's go a little bit deeper and see if we can find some big ones.
I really want to see some bull sharks. They're one of the most aggressive shark species in the world. Worse even than great whites.
The way they attack is that they tend to circle and bump into their prey, and that can be humans as well. Sort of sizing them up, and then they'll just take a big lump out of you. And they'll just keep circling, coming back and nailing you and nailing you.
Whoa! Bull sharks over there. They're coming right at us.
Catherine and I are in very deep water here in the South Pacific as some 5-meter bull sharks head right for us.
Whoa! Look at that!
We're here to investigate the shark god Dakuwaqa. These guys will put the fear of God in anyone.
These things are huge.
Very blunt, square nose on the front, big dome at the back.
If I wanted to have a god protecting my village, this is exactly what I would pick. And I would have it circling around in the bay right in front of me. You can't be watching behind you all the time, which is what I'm glad Steve's looking over my shoulder. You are, right? Steve?
Oh, yeah. There's still will there, bull shark. Dakuwaqa is supposed to be a powerful looking animal. You can't get much more powerful than these. They're very chunky. They're not very hydrodynamic. They don't look like they can swim particularly quick, but one of these things came up and bumped you. Oh my God, you would just absolutely crap yourself.
We need a good look at the teeth. Dakuwaqa should have the most ferocious jaws in the ocean.
Oh yeah, look at the size of that thing. That's enormous. Wow. These are totally different to the white-tip sharks we saw earlier.
But in terms of what Dakuwaqa looks like, I think a bull shark is a pretty good bet. It's big, he's hefty, he's kind of like the bouncer of the sea. He'd look after you if he was on your side, but on the other hand, if you were doing something wrong and needed punishing, this would be exactly the animal to do it.
So, for a start, we should consider the bull shark for Dakuwaqa and see where we go from there.
Cool, all right, so I guess that's where we start.
I think it's a great place to
They're
start.
massive. They feel like they're really heavy.
The teeth is really important.
It's hard to see the teeth sometimes because they're so busy going after these fish. We'll figure out the teeth later. I mean, for now, let's go with the bull shark body.
I mean, I like the girth and the weight that it has on it, but it's not just any bull shark. It has to be different. This is the chosen one of sharks. You know, this is the one.
I think Francis is on the right track. According to the legend, Dakuwaqa is far more than a shark. He's bigger, stronger, smarter, an all-powerful arbiter of the ocean. Catherine and I have decided to divide and conquer to find out more about his godly powers.
What can you tell me about Dakuwaqa? In terms of powers, in terms of what did it...
Sometimes kill people like that.
By biting them in the sea? Or...
Bite them in the sea.
Like if some of us doing something wrong, and it might come after you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it can be sent after people who've done it. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, Dakuwaqa, the shark god.
This is what all the children learn.
The huge form of the shark god was like a sea spirit. His triangular fin was raised high above water like a sail. It was because
So the young woman reading to me from this textbook talks about this story where there's a war between clans, a war between gods, and the upshot is a guy from another place, a Tongan, mouths off to Dakuwaqa. He insults Dakuwaqa, who had actually been busy protecting people, and then Dakuwaqa eats him, for Dakuwaqa never forgets an insult. You know, if you bug the guy, he's gonna eat you. That's the bottom line.
So basically, Dakuwaqa is like an all-seeing, all-knowing god. He just patrols the ocean and just sees everything that's going on in it. It's almost like he's super smart in that he can pick and choose who he goes after.
Well, sharks are pretty smart. I mean, I'm not saying they can discriminate between good and evil, but they're actually very good at sizing up their prey and knowing when to go in and when not to. And that's partly because they have such amazing senses. I mean, they can sense more than humans can.
So we gotta give this shark some super-powered senses to make him the ultimate predator.
I think what we need to do then is see these senses in action.
And I know just the place. Somewhere we can get our hands on some sharks, literally. A remote research station on a small island in the Bahamas called Bimini. In the past 20 years, this tiny place has built a worldwide reputation for research into the biology of sharks. It's one of the world's centers for shark research. We need to learn about the different kinds of senses. I mean, it's really the senses that make sharks the amazing predators they are.
Right.
And Doc Gruber is just legendary for his expertise about sharks, his knowledge about shark diversity.
Hello, gentlemen.
You must be Doc Gruber.
Last time I checked. Are we ready to go play with sharks?
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. Let's get to it. Sharks have an uncanny ability to appear out of nowhere when there's prey. That could have given rise to a shark god that is all-seeing and all-knowing. And there's a biological basis. Sharks have super senses that were designed to detect moving things in the water. Even if they can't see us, they know we're there. Something the Navy figured out long ago.
During the Cold War, Canadian and American navies had submarines out there that had eyes and ears, which were long-towed acoustical arrays that put out electric fields.
So these guys would just barrel at the submarine and just...
They don't barrel at the submarine. They detect the submarine from some distance away because the submarine produces a huge electric field, and they bite it.
Living creatures emit electrical fields too, which sharks use to find us. With Doc Gruber, we've designed a device to show exactly how this superpower works. Smelly fish juice will come out one end, and electric field will come out the other. Sharks are like swimming noses. They have an exquisite sense of smell. But up close, an electric field may be an even bigger draw. To a shark, it means live prey.
But first, we have to attract the sharks with something that emits electricity. Apparently, that's me.
See, actually, this is a good time for me to tell you I can't swim.
You can't swim?
I can't swim.
Oh, that's ridiculous. It's time to go in the water.
That sounds like a challenge, so I'm going in. Doc Gruber swears these sharks rarely attack humans, which is not all that comforting right now.
Just go right over to the line. You're okay. Go to the line. Just go right over to the line. You're okay. Go to the line.
Francis can't swim, but he has bigger things to worry about.
Help him, Sean. He's getting all freaked out.
Bimini has reef sharks.
Stay in there, guys. Stay in there. Stay in there. Stay together. Stay close together. Francis, stay close together to Scott.
They're bumping us, and they're bumping the camera. They're being drawn in by the weak electric field we've produced.
You can't help but think that if it was Dakuwaqa coming at me, I would be freaking my pants, dude. Because
you weren't doing a bad job your pants with a little 8-foot reef shark either.
Now that we've attracted the shark's attention, we can get to the real experiment.
We're going to look at a hierarchy of senses. Smell versus electric field. All right, the apparatus is going in.
Whoa.
That's it.
All right. Okay, first some fish juice. Wow, that stuff is really visible. It's so pink. Okay, let's send some electricity down the device. Let's push that button.
Turn the thing on and let's see what happens.
Okay, it's on.
Zap it.
All right.
Yeah,
Now, that's a nice one.
he went
That
to
was
it.
a nice
He
one.
went to it. Wow, that's amazing. They're going for the electric field instead of the fish juice.
Fight the electrodes. Okay, that was pretty
There you
good.
go.
They're biting at the camera because the camera puts out a nice little electric field.
The sharks are using an amazing sense that's completely alien to humans. Tiny electroreceptors, so small you can't even see them, are built into the snout. They send signals to the brain, telling the shark exactly where to attack at close range. That's the kind of superpower that would inspire a god.
So what I was thinking for Dakuwaqa is that to visually really show these electrodes working, you know, maybe protruding the snout a little bit more, just to exaggerate the front part of the head.
Dakuwaqa is a shark god, so it has powers that no other creature has. You can have the snout expand, you can have the shark become more alert.
The electroreceptors are a start, but they only work at close range. Dakuwaqa can track prey down from a distance. There's a biological explanation for that, too. Another godlike sensory ability of sharks. We're looking for something called the lateral lines.
Is there like any visual markings on him?
Yes.
That show
So,
it?
right, the lateral line is a jelly-filled canal that runs the whole length of the body, and then these little dots feed that canal. Now, if you look very closely at that, you can see little pores, and you can see it go down the body right there.
Yeah, I see that. Yep. Yep, all along there.
Little black dots, black dots, black dots. There.
Those tiny dots are filled with sensory cells that pick up minute vibrations in the water. In combination with an acute sense of hearing, they tell the shark where the prey is and which way it's moving. So even at a distance, a shark can hunt you down.
So to enhance certain things on him for our Dakuwaqa, we would have to go skin deep and go inside.
But it might not show up in the morphology. It may show up more in the behavior. I mean, this thing might
but
be
you could make Dakuwaqa have a big, elaborate lateral line.
The lateral line would be, it's quite faint, you know, it's not very visible. And I think if we can just exaggerate the way it looks by making it larger, perhaps it will be just more menacing, you know? So if we do a bunch.
So Dakuwaqa now has an awesome sensory surveillance system. If you're out there, he'll find you, no doubt. But the scariest part comes next, the attack. And that is all about the teeth. That's their only weapon, really, sharks.
This is all teeth.
It's all teeth, yeah. On our last dive, we gave Dakuwaqa the basic body plan of a bull shark, but we didn't get a detailed look at the teeth. So we're going down to the ocean floor to find some. Then we can decide if bull shark teeth are the best bet for our beast.
There are fish bones, bits of cartilage. It's like a veritable graveyard. Hang on. Ha ha ha! Oh, there we go. Take a look at that. That's a top tooth. That's a cutting tooth. That's a good start. There's another one here. That's a bottom tooth. So we've got the matching pattern there.
They don't look worthy of a shark god in size or form, do they?
Let's check this out. Yeah, I don't think these teeth are right for Dakuwaqa.
That's kind of the most important part. That's the scariest part of him. You know, those big sawing teeth. They need to be the size of my head, at least.
Exactly. We need bigger, more ferocious teeth for Dakuwaqa.
Scott and I are in Gainesville, Florida, shopping for the biggest, baddest shark teeth on the planet. Teeth to fit the most fearsome beast in Fijian waters, the shark god, Dakuwaqa. If we're talking mega jaws, this museum is the place to be.
Oh, we've got sharks, that's for sure.
Oh, wow. This is amazing.
It has one of the world's largest collections of shark's teeth. And this is the guy to talk to. George runs the International Shark Attack File. Basically, if a shark bites a human, he figures out who did it.
I've never seen this many shark jaws in one place.
Turns out every shark species has slightly different teeth. George uses them like a fingerprint ID.
This is a bull here.
This is what Steve and Catherine were looking at in Fiji. Boy, look at the serrations on those teeth.
These big species like whites and tigers and bulls, they all have serrations on the teeth. With those teeth, they're like little steak knife edges on them. And you can imagine when this thing goes like this, that becomes saw-like.
I like the triangular shape, but I'm not sure these are powerful enough for Dakuwaqa. So many rows of teeth, it's incredible.
What happens is each of these rows rotates outwards.
It's like a conveyor belt, so when this thing breaks, these things just rotate out?
Precisely.
This is like pretty cool, but is there something like bigger?
Well, we do have a recreation of a megalodon jaw.
That sounds like it might be what we're looking for.
Can we go see that? Like,
yeah.
Megalodon was the biggest, deadliest shark that ever lived. A vicious apex predator that ruled the oceans until it went extinct about 2 million years ago. Some scientists estimate it weighed 150,000 pounds, 30 times the weight of a great white.
this is more like it.
No one knows exactly how big it was or what it looked like. Virtually all we have are the teeth. These are massive teeth.
These are real teeth. These are real fossils.
Yeah.
Each and every one of these aren't recreations out of plastic or anything.
I noticed too that it's not serrated like the.
Well, there's
like
some,
the bigger
there's
shark
some
down
little
there.
serrations
There's some
here.
fine serrations, but what happens, remember, over time, those things kind of get worn off because these are fossils.
Some of these teeth are 7 inches long. The biggest shark teeth ever found, 6 times the size of a bull shark's. They're perfect for Dakuwaqa. Using the jaw as a guide, we can scale up our beast. I want to stay within the size limits dictated by biology, so Dakuwaqa shouldn't be any bigger than Megalodon.
How big is this?
That's 6.5 feet across.
Okay, 6.5 feet across.
6.5 feet? So it's 6 feet up, right?
Yeah.
What would the length of this shark would be?
This would be about 60 feet long.
Okay. We'll go with a bull shark's body shape, scaled up to the size of a megalodon. It's open, it kind of
You've got it
that,
going like
right?
that.
So then
we're going to have to look carefully at proportions.
Yeah.
It's going to have a bit of a belly.
Yeah.
Plus you'll have a dorsal fin, a big tall dorsal fin. There's another smaller fin there, a second dorsal fin, right? And then of course you got a pair of fins, one on each side over here, that come back like this along the side. They're
Oh,
kinda
okay,
like,
so it comes more sideways.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Megalodon fed on whales and dolphins and other fast-moving prey, so it must have moved fairly quickly. I'm thinking it had a really big tail fin.
This shape is important because the difference between a bull shark tail and that of a white shark or a megalodon would be that the megalodon or white would have had an equal size lower lobe.
Okay.
That's the sign of an animal that can move very fast.
Right. If you were like creating something badass, you would probably want to give it something like that.
Why not? Put afterburners on it.
See now we're thinking the same thing, right? You know?
What we really need now, I think, is we need to visualize this thing. We have a good idea of its dimensions, but what we need now is to really make it material, make it real, so we can get an idea of exactly how big it was.
My plan is to build our Dakuwaqa in the sand, exactly to scale, to see just how scary it must look. So this looks like a good spot for us to get this sculpture going. I wonder if I can park here.
All right, let's go to it.
All right. So that's yours. I know I came up with the idea, but 10 feet of sand going up is kind of, it's a lot of digging.
Bulla. Now that Scott and Francis have sized up the beast, my plan is to find out where our 18-meter shark god lives. According to the locals, Dakuwaqa left his birthplace on Benga and now rules the waters around the island of Taveuni. Right, I'm flying solo today. Catherine developed an inner ear problem on our last dive, so she'll catch up with me later.
Okay, so I landed on the island of Taveuni and we're going to a village of Somo. I'm struggling to remember all of these names, but that's the village that belongs to the people that some refer to as the Shark Clan.
Dakuwaqa is said to have followed fishermen to this region hundreds of years ago. He made a home near the village and has been their protector ever since. They call themselves the Shark Clan in his honor. I need to find out exactly where their shark god lives.
It'll take about 150 tons of Florida sand to build our big beach Dakuwaqa. How do you move that much sand with just a couple of shovels? You don't.
Oh, awesome. This is awesome.
I brought some help.
This is amazing.
You can still keep shoveling, though. So this is Dave? We need the bulldozer, but the guy who came with it is just as important. How do you build a giant shark fin out of sand anyway? Because it's gonna slope. Yeah, exactly. So
I'm happy with that height there.
since we're drawing a crowd, I figured we might as well sign up some recruits. Hey, you guys want to help sculpt the shark? Do we have any more volunteers over there? All right, here we go. What about you guys? Can we put the Labrador to work?
If we can just pour the water in here.
This will be a massive tail fin.
More water.
I haven't had to get out there and urge it, man. I'm doing all right. How you guys doing back there?
More water.
It's not even a matter of when we're gonna get it done or you think we're gonna get it done. We have to get it done. The question is, how? The tide is moving in fast. We have 1 hour to get the job done before the waves are on top of us, destroying our beast. We need to add a bit more around the dorsal fin, slim that down. So our ACE team of volunteers is picking up the pace and putting in the hard labor so we can finish off this beast in time.
This is like the pyramids of Egypt. Thousands of people.
I've made it to the edge of the Shark Clan's village. Dakuwaqa is said to live in the waters nearby. Now I need to convince the elders to take me to his home. I know what that means. Another Sevu ceremony. Few people speak English on a remote island like this, so I've brought a translator to state my case. Hang on, this doesn't look anything like the last ceremony. No dancing, no drinking. I think this means my request will be granted, and one of the villagers will take me to Dakuwaqa's home.
I think it looks great. I think we did awesome. It's nice to see it from here, but I think it would be even nicer to get a true sense of scale to see it from up there.
How are you going to get that perspective?
I'm gonna borrow that lady's board and parachute up.
No.
We'll figure it out. Something out.
Scott, come in. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Samson. What do you want me to do to get some scale on this
Scott, why don't you get down in front of its mouth and pretend like it's about to eat you? Nice. That looks so freaking awesome, dude. It's so scary, dude. I mean, if you ever see that out in the ocean, man.
Wouldn't want to see this thing live, that's for sure.
I'm heading towards the place locals revere as Dakuwanga's home. My guide is a village elder named Charlie.
It's a round island. Oh, it's just a round island.
This doesn't look like a sea god's home. It's nowhere near as impressive as I'd hoped.
We go there?
Yeah.
But an island does make some sense. Dakuwanga does leave his shark form behind at times. This must be his home on land.
Yeah, come here.
Okay.
Come and see the sea snake.
Oh, yes. It's a black-banded sea crate, one of the world's most venomous snakes.
Now that is interesting, because that fits the story.
According to the legend, Dakuwanga is a shapeshifter. He can be a man or a snake, as well as a shark. In his snake form, this species fits the bill. Up to 4 meters long, its bite can kill you in as little as 15 minutes.
They're flattened tails to enable them to swim and slips into the water, hunts amongst the coral.
But we're building Dakuwanga in his shark form, his main incarnation. Charlie tells me that as a shark, Dakuwanga lives in an underwater cave nearby. He agrees to take me there.
Okay, it's time to size up our beast. Can you make the human lie down? Because I was lying down.
Yeah, not a problem. So if we put him right up close.
Okay. Yeah, that's about the right scale.
I would not want to be lying there if this thing was on the beach.
Scott did. Pull it down so that we can recreate what I saw. So it's like that. Look how huge that is.
That's about right.
That's what I saw from up there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it looks like we have our scale.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
That's looking really good.
All right, now we need to know where he lives so I can bring him to life in his natural environment.
So this is the moment I've been waiting for. I'm finally heading to Dakuwanga's underwater home. And Catherine has caught up with me just in time.
This underwater sort of cave, trench, hole, whatever it is, could be the spot to have a look.
A cave makes sense to me. Lots of big sharks rest in caves, including bull sharks. They return to the same cave time and again. That sounds like home to me. So who knows what we'll find tucked away in some dark corner of the ocean.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Catherine still isn't cleared to dive, so it's all up to me.
Steve, can you hear me okay down there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me over?
Absolutely. You're coming in loud and clear. Over. See any sharks?
It is on the shark front at the moment.
Dakuwanga's cave should have a strong current to keep water moving over the gills. It's good for the sharks because they can breathe without moving much. Not so good for me, though. I could get sucked right in.
Catherine, can you hear me?
Steve, can you hear me okay down there?
Can you hear me now, Catherine?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there we go.
I think I've found the legendary cave where locals say the shark god Dakuwanga lives. It's big, it's hidden away, but what's inside?
I'm going to have a peep inside to see if there's anything living in there. It's an ideal lair. It's just beautiful. It's looks so right to me.
It sounds like the perfect place for a shark to hang out.
You can relax and rest up before a hunt.
So finally, we've figured out where Dakuwaqa lives, the last piece of our puzzle. So it's farewell Fiji. We've got a beast movie to watch.
Torpedo time, no 3. Flight 2, open doors. I'm picking up a biologic, sir. Headed straight at us. It's huge. Too fast for a whale. What is that thing? Begin countdown. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Do not hold the launch. 2, 1. Whoa! Damage report. Port balance ruptured. Launch second torpedo. Get that thing out of here. Starboard 45 degrees. Bring her about. Bring her about. He's coming at us. Brace for impact. Communications down. Launch the emergency transponder. We're going down. We're going down.
Nice.
That's all right. Yeah.
I think we nailed it, guys.
The key to building this beast, making it unlike any other shark known to man. By giving our Dakuwaqa a bull shark's body, a megalodon's size, and amped up super senses, we've got ourselves a beast legend.